Anyways, I'm live out here right now in the downtown area. It's about 3:40 in the morning, and I'm just kind of hanging out down here. I don't really have much to talk about. I never do anymore. Seems like, but I'm just watching these little tiny kittens out here. See that? Come on, kitten. Oh, there's a whole bunch of cats out here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's it. It's gone. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of cats out here at night. So I'm just coming out and check those things out. See what's here. Man, there's a lot of speeders. Huh. A lot of speeders. There's normally not this many people out here at nighttime. So, let me get this all together here. Okay. If you all don't know it, my name is Dominic, or my channel is called Lahoma. And I just try to show things out of, the Oklahoma area. If you're from across the pond, it's central United States, going closer to about maybe 12 hours to New Mexico, 12 hours to Mexico, roughly. And I like to go out in the middle of the night and just kind of see what's out there. And see what, like maybe there's some dogs or cats or something like that to check out. It's just kind of a fun thing. There's a light right there. Right there. We're going to go this way a little bit. So we're going to hit that light. But I like to check out things in the middle of the night and just kind of go wandering. So that's what I'm going to do. Plus, I'm getting to a point in my life it's nice to talk about things. Let's lock up my car. So the cops can't bust in there and try to get it from me. Let's just go for a walk. I am carrying my good old High Point 380 with me in case I see a pit bull or something like that. People overseas probably used to seeing pit bulls, but maybe not. No, it's American dog. Like I said, I'm just out in the middle of the night, just hanging out in downtown Main Street. I live in it seems like pretty abandoned type town, right? Because if I flip this way, I'll show you right now. So this is Main Street. Okay. Hey, what's up, Eminem? So this is Main Street in downtown Noble, Oklahoma, right? It's just nothing, right? And this is about, thanks for giving me the thumbs up. And hello, Game Player 2025, by the way, too. There's just nothing going on. So I decided to come down here and just hang out. Now, world famous Kendall's restaurant here, world famous, state famous restaurant right here. Kendall's restaurant, probably the best restaurant in town. If you want to get that chicken fried steak in Kendall's, they do have a challenge. They do have a challenge where I believe you get like this humongous chicken fried steak. Back on. If I can watch your stream, everybody can watch your stream. Anybody can watch me. Big logs off, guys. I'm real sorry. It's the middle of the night. I don't have the best service in this area, but whatever. Anyways, Kendall's here is famous for the chicken fried steak. It's very expensive. It's about $19 a plate, but it is very good. Very good. Okay. If you look up videos online about Kendall's in Noble, Oklahoma, you'll see that there's a lot of people that take on this challenge and they win. And professional eaters come here all the time. And they go about that. They take on that challenge, get their name on the wall, they do that. Sure. Rate my user. What time is it? Oh, here it is, I think it's almost 4 a.m. in this area right here. So I don't know where you're from. It's about 4 a.m. here. Usually I come down here to do cop watching. But I don't know, they kind of figured me out. So I just kind of stopped doing it. But yeah, it's about 4 a.m. here. I'll show you what it looks like walking across a crosswalk here. This is Main Street, right? There's nothing. Okay. Oh, you're from Seattle? Okay, I've been to Seattle one time. I took a few plane flights out of there. I had a friend that used to have a band in Seattle, actually, called Train Yard. That was years ago, though. But, okay. Here's the next famous place, is Breakfast at Tiffany's. Now, it looks like it's closed for equipment failure. Oh, you're from Nebraska? Actually, I grew up What part of Nebraska are you from? If you don't mind me asking. Because I actually grew up 40 miles from the Nebraska border as a kid. I'm actually originally from South Dakota. And I used to go to Nebraska all the time and mess around in O'Neill and Valentine and I can't remember, a place called Springview and stuff like that. So close to Norfolk. Okay. And I've been out there to Omaha a few times. I used to live in, one point in time in my life, I lived in Des Moines. So I went to Omaha and all up in that area. That's why I'm in Oklahoma. You got to understand the winters up north are so damn cold. I can't take it anymore. My little frail body can't handle that stuff. I can't handle those Nebraska winters, the South Dakota winters, the South Dakota summers. Forget about it. I can't believe you almost got in a car crash. That sucks. Now that's funnier if you got in a car crash. Well, that sucks. Well, good thing you're still here. If you get to sit here and enjoy me sitting on the side of downtown, Noble, Oklahoma, famous for. I have nothing. I don't think Noble's famous for anything. So that's why it's nice to come down here because it's just nothing going on. It was today. You almost got a car wreck today. What's this thing, dude? You know, that happens sometimes. Population of this town is about 8,000 people, but it actually runs like about a town of about 2,000 people. This town is right next to Norman, Oklahoma. If you don't know what Norman is, Norman's the home of the Sooners, like OU Sooners. If you've ever heard of Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Adrian Peterson, they all played about 5 miles up the road from here. So this town actually relies on Norman, Oklahoma, which is the fourth largest city in Oklahoma. They rely on that town to supply them with their needs here. But so there's no growth. There's no business. There's no Walmart. We got Walmarts in Norman. There's nothing in Noble. So 8,000 people, but like I said, it runs of a town about maybe 2,000 people. It's almost 2 a.m. there. Okay, yeah, it's about the West Coast over there. Yeah. I've been to Seattle. I've been to. Well, I was in the Army a long time ago, and I fought overseas, and I went overseas twice. Okay, and so I was all up and down that area. What restaurants do you like there? Well, there's Whataburger. If you've ever heard of that before, it's a Texas restaurant that they've got here by the college. It's pretty good. They don't use ketchup or anything like that. They use their own special mustard. I don't know. Honestly, I like Slim Chickens. Do you guys got Slim Chickens up there in Seattle? I don't know if they got them up there. They're more of a southern thing. You know what I mean? It's probably one of my favorites. It's really spicy. You know, not really. I mean, you can get it. It's more just like. So I don't know where you're at. If you're in Seattle, but where we were at in like Nebraska and South Dakota. My wife's from Minnesota. Everybody liked to get that chicken that was already frozen, and then you just pull it out. You like spicy? Okay, I like spicy stuff too. But they used to get that chicken that was frozen, and they would pull it out, and they'd throw it in the fryer, and then call it chicken strips. Well, here everything's more like chicken tenders, so it's like fresh chicken, freshly breaded. They make it whenever you order it, and that's a big deal about Oklahoma is they make stuff whenever you order it, not pull it out of the freezer and just throw it in the fryer. So that's a big deal down here. By the way, there's a lot of overweight people here because there's a lot of really good fried food. And I might have gained about 20 pounds since I moved here 10 years ago. So, you know, it happens. What are you going to do? You know, oh, hold on a second here. I just realized we got Christmas in July going on right here with this business. Super sweet. A computer repair business. You don't see those too much anymore. Oh, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. And you know what? And if you go through my content, you don't like the rest of my videos, who cares, all right? As long as you like this one. As long as you like this one. I always love it. I've done the same thing before, too. I've subscribed to somebody, and I went and saw what they were about, and started talking about killing baby seals and stuff like that, and I'm like, Can't do it. So as long as you like this video, that's great. I really appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. I'm still building up a fan base. I don't get paid for doing these videos. To be honest with you, I just kind of hit my 40s. Oh, thanks for the hearts, by the way. Hit my 40s, and I'm just getting kind of bored with life. You know, I'm just getting kind of bored with the everyday stuff and things like that. So I started up a YouTube channel about a year ago. Not to make money, but just every now and then, if I just feel like talking for a minute, or like if I see a police officer down here and I want to film a traffic stop, or I just want to make a stupid song video, or I just want to, hey, talk to people on the internet like this and just talk about where you're from and what's going on, what you're doing. And that's why I made a YouTube channel. I didn't make it to necessarily make money. So, but I'm very thankful I've hit 1,000 subscribers. I still remember when I had just 1 subscriber. And I remember when I had 5 subscribers, I was begging my family. I was asking, hey, did you subscribe? Did you subscribe? Did you subscribe? And then when I hit 70, it blew my mind. And 500 blew my mind. And now that I'm at 1,000, it's really awesome. So thanks for subscribing. Like I said, if you don't like any of my other videos, at least you like this one. Okay. Yeah, you know, I like to hear about people around the globe. I like it when you get somebody on from Sweden every now and then, or you get somebody on from the UK. It's interesting how we can, you know, just kind of connect from different parts of the world, just like that, you know. Just a guy out walking his dog can talk to somebody from Oklahoma and just have a conversation about whatever they're doing right there in Scotland and what we're doing over here in Oklahoma, and talking about tornadoes and stuff like that. It's just a great thing. It's a great thing to be able to reach across the globe like that. So, anyways, I'm going to keep walking down to my downtown here. Okay. Like I said, there's not much going on. It's pretty dead. People are probably kind of starting to go to work, so they're still doing fireworks in Seattle. Yeah. Dude, of course they are. I saw fireworks the other day, and I was shocked that people are still doing them on the 12th. I think it's like on the 12th, and people are still blowing off fireworks down here, too. I guess people just don't want the holiday to stop. You know what I mean? So I got a couple of videos of fireworks in there. I got one that sounds like a bunch of dying donkeys. And it was in this, okay, so there's this backwoods town about, I don't know, 5 miles that way. It's called Slaughterville. And not because of what you think, like they slaughter a bunch of people, stuff like that. The guy's last name was Slaughter, who founded the town, so they decided to call it Slaughterville. And PETA got involved and everything like that, trying to change the town name. But it's only named that because the guy's last name. Well, anyways, it's a backwood Hicks town, and they've got some crazy, I think, hillbillies setting off the fireworks out here. So check out the video where you see fireworks sound like a donkey's braying. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's a good time. Good time getting out there and seeing what the Hicks do. And I don't know if anybody, that person's still on here from Nebraska. They're probably not, because they probably clicked off and went to somebody else more interesting. But yeah, I always remember up north where they do that stuff. So what's the weather looks like there anyway? So the weather right now, we got some storms coming in. We got some lightning behind me. You probably can't see it. We're past the season of tornadoes. So, oh, I got you. Okay, cool. I didn't know if you were still here or not. But anyways, we're past the season of tornadoes. Tornado season in Oklahoma generally goes from about March to May timeframe, and then it picks back up again in like September-ish to sometimes October. Sometimes it goes a little bit past that. So we're getting some. It's been a very rainy year here this year. Seattle, I'm sure you're gonna say you know, it's quite a bit more rainy in Seattle than anywhere else, you know. But there's been a lot of rain here, so there's been a lot of flooding. As you probably hear about those people in Texas, we're only I don't know how far away we are. We're only a few hours here from Dallas, so we're very close to all that rain and that water. So right now the weather here, it's very nice outside. It's nice and warm, probably about 75 degrees, but there is, like I said, there is a thunderstorm forming over there. So, but you know, it's something you deal with being in Oklahoma. Hearing the sirens go off all the time is something you deal with. Seeing tornadoes, something you deal with all the time. I think last year we had like 162 of them. So it's scary with the first one you ever see, but you know, you get used to them. Actually, no, we don't have rain. It was 96 degrees. So, oh, for real? Okay. In Norfolk, sorry. We have a thing, big bank boom, and it's one of the biggest fireworks shows. Oh, okay, Nebraska, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I had some good times in Nebraska. I spent, you know, like almost 20 years of my life living by Nebraska, and I love the people out there. They're very friendly. They're very relatable. And don't get me wrong, people down here are pretty friendly too. Sorry, I thought someone was behind me there for a second. People out here are very friendly too. It's just it's a different kind of friendly, you know. Nebraska's, unless you get into North Omaha, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Don't ever go into North Omaha. Minus North Omaha, all the other places I've been, Nebraska, everybody's been real nice. So. My 4th of July was great. It was great. I got to go to work, and I saw fireworks the week before, and I saw the fireworks the day after. My 4th of July was awesome, so I was working, and, you know, hanging out with other people who were working, so I didn't see much on the 4th of July. But after the day before and the week before was pretty good. So, yeah. You can't complain, you know. Sometimes you don't get all the holidays off. So, I was in the military for 5.5 years. I was in the Army and went overseas twice. And I actually missed multiple 4th of Julys, and I missed multiple birthdays, and also missed lights are turned off, and missed multiple holidays. So, how was your 4th of July up in Seattle? Or Nebraska. Nebraska, you got the biggest fireworks show around there. I heard that. So, it was on a Friday this year, which is kind of rare. Normally 4th of July, it seems like it's always on a day like a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday or something like that. Friday was a good day. I'm sure a lot of people were able to get out and do all that stuff. Amazing. I saw it real live on TV. Me and my girlfriend actually excited to see it. It was great. Like my girlfriend was excited. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, Norman, Oklahoma here by OU, they put on a pretty good show, and it draws in, I don't know, it probably draws in 20 to 30,000 people. And it is seriously probably the best fireworks show I've ever seen in my life. You know, obviously I haven't, well, no, I've been around the world. I've been to 7 different countries. I don't even know how many states. I've been to the East Coast, to the West Coast. I've been to South Carolina, to California. So, and I would have to say the one I saw in Norman, Oklahoma, was probably the best one I've ever seen. Okay. I'm sorry, man. I can't speak your language. What is that? Is that Japanese? Hold on a sec. I have been to Tokyo before, but that was a long time ago. And Germany and all those places. Let's see here. See if I can read your message. Nope, I can't. I can't right now. I'm sorry. Can't figure it out. So, sorry about that. But it looks Japanese. So, anyways, like I said, we're still just gonna walk through the town here, just have a conversation. We're gonna finish walking down my main street, just checking stuff out. Empty stores. Not much there. It's a Noble Pharmacy. Really good at making people feel welcome, I guess. I don't know. You know, actually, this town is known for being very. It's known for being very inclusive. So, like, if you grew up here and you were raised here, and your family lives here, and your family works at City Hall, and everybody's aunts and uncles work at City Hall, and they work for the fire department, they work for the police department. It's kind of one of those towns where it's pretty inclusive. Like, it took me 10 years of living here before someone finally said I was a local, because it's certain families that moved in here, and they just kind of took over this town. It has a very weird existence. So we have a red flag, really bad, to the 80s, 90s, 100s. And so, yeah, I heard that we have a lot of hot weather coming this way too. But it's kind of weird here though. So weather here, I've only seen it hit 100, maybe in 10 years. I've only seen it hit 100, maybe 6 times. It's usually in the 80s and the 90s, right? But whenever I used to live in South Dakota and Minnesota, it would hit well over 100, quite often, But the difference, and I'm sure Seattle's different, but like speaking like Nebraska wise, the difference between like Nebraska area and here is it's so incredibly humid that you walk outside and you're instantly you're in a sweat for the rest of the day. That's where you get all this kind of stuff on your hat. And it's not hot. It is humid in Nebraska. Yeah, it's not hot. Even here, it's not really hot. It's just really humid. You have the 75%, not 75% humidity, maybe every now and then, but it's just super humid, sweating all the time, stuff like that. What was the hottest degrees? I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't know. Oh man. But once again, thanks for coming to my live stream. I don't do this very often. Like I said, I just didn't have much going on, so I decided to just walk around for a little bit and just chit chat. 109 for real. The hottest temp I ever went into, I would have to say, is when I was in Iraq. Iraq and Kuwait, they were so hot. I don't even know what the temp was, but I know I hit 110 there all the time. But then at night, it would drop down to 70 degrees, so you were freezing. That's right. During the daytime, you're sweating like crazy. You're burning up. You're going through water left and right. Well, that's when we had the supply. We actually got our water supply cut off when we first got there, but you were going through water pretty bad. But at nighttime, you're freezing to the point where you had to put a jacket on to stay warm. And it was because going from like 110 to 70 was just such a huge drop. So I've seen those 109, 110 degree weather before. It's brutal, and you can't even go outside. So one thing I told my wife, I'm sorry, there's a truck coming by here. Hold on a second. Now I'll explain this to you. Go for it. So like I said, my wife's from Minnesota. And one thing I told, and I'm from South Dakota, so we're used to the cold, and during the wintertime, you don't ever go outside because it's so cold. And it's kind of like the same thing here. During the summertime, when it gets real hot, you don't go outside, you just stay inside, just like you switch. But the wintertime here is more like a fall. It gets down to maybe in the 40s and 50s. Sometimes it gets to the 30s, but it doesn't last very long. And the zero temps don't last but a couple of days, I think my kids have seen it snow here like 4 times in 10 years. It doesn't snow. And so anyways, when it gets real hot, we just stay inside like we did up north for the winter. So a tin shop, and the hottest I remember is getting 120. Okay. A tin shop. Oh, getting in the shop's 120. Oh, dang. Oh, a tin shop. What the hell am I thinking? See, I've been up way too long today because I was thinking you actually had a shop that sold tin. I get it now. You have a tin shop. Got it. It's too early in the morning for me. I've actually been working all night, and I just got done with work, so that's why I'm doing this now. This is my free time. Okay, tin shop 120. Yeah, dude, crazy. Yeah, Death Valley. Yeah, I've never been to Death Valley before. I've been close to it, but never been there. All right, well, I'm going to finish this walk here. I'm going to go across this crosswalk and start heading back this way because I eventually have to head home here, but we're going to let these guys pass. So hold on one sec. Yeah, dude. So I like, at first when I got into a really warm climate, going from a really cold climate, I didn't care for it, but now there's no way in hell I would ever switch from going to, like, let's say here, back up to Minnesota. I lived in Minnesota for 7 years. After I got out of the military, I wasn't sure what to do, so I decided to move up there and I don't know, basically hang out for 7 years. And I tell you, I would never choose cold over hot. Now, everybody that says, well, I prefer the cold over the hot because when you're cold, you can get warm. Man, I would rather just be nice outside and stay warm. I'd rather go into an AC instead of going into a furnace. You know what I mean? I'd rather go into AC instead of a furnace. I think it's way more comfortable. Like I said, I didn't at first, but now I really do. By the way, this is just one of the places downtown. It smells like dog crap here. This is what downtowns look like now. They're empty. See if I can get you the full effect of this place. If you see a ghost in there, let me know. When's my next stream? I'll be honest with you, I don't really stream too much. So I'm probably going to start streaming, more at night here. If you watch any of my videos, I'm a pretty random guy. I'll just kind of, like I said, I'll just pick a time and just start doing something. I'm trying to pin something down that I'm really interested in, but the problem is I'm just not really interested in anything. I was never planning on ever having a YouTube channel, so 407 here. Let's see. I don't even actually know. It's 407 here. Yep. So I'm in the central time zone, but anyways, I never really planned on having like a YouTube channel or anything like that. So I'm trying to come up with ideas, but I honestly don't have any. So whenever I stream, I just stream whenever. So probably gonna do more of the nighttime streaming like this or the early morning, just because this is when I'm awake and it just gives me something to do for a half hour or so. Continue walk this way. A lot of times I like to come out here and see what police officers are doing in the middle of the night. If they pull somebody over or something like that, I just like to film it and check it out. Now, I've had a couple times where I've ran into it with the law where, they kind of start harassing a little bit. And if you ever watch any of my videos or see me do that, I'm not a type of guy that wants to go up and harass police. So thank you for liking the video too. I'm not a type of guy that likes to go up and harass police officers and things like that. I know they have a hard job. There's a lot of crappy cops out there. There's a lot of good cops out there. But let me go forward a little bit. So I wouldn't call myself an auditor, but every now and then I will go through a government building with a camera or something like that and just check stuff out. So if you ever see it on my channel, that's what I'm doing. And there was one where I went to City Hall, and I think they got upset. I actually went back and apologized to them later on because they were there was a misunderstanding about some stuff. Everybody's having a bad day, so I went in there with a camera and kind of started going through stuff with them, and we both got upset with one another. Later on, when I went to go pay my bill, I apologized to him and said sorry, I didn't put that on camera. Same way with the police officers. I've ever been times where I've gotten to the police officer, I went and said I apologized to him, except for one person. I won't say who, because I don't want to be known as that person. So whenever you see, okay, you go ahead and take care of your cat. I'll be honest with you, I'm probably going to cut out here in about a minute. So go take care of your cat. And if you come back and I'm not here, you know what? I'll try to stream another day for you. But anyways, if you see my videos, you see me interacting with police officers. I'm just trying to get shots because people like to see that. People like to see what police officers are doing. We have rights in this country to sit here and film, whether it be at, noon or 3 a.m. We have the right to be on public sidewalk, walk around and do whatever we're doing. If people say it makes them look nervous, I don't really care. Because right now I'm walking down a public street at 4 a.m. and I just don't care. I'm on the public sidewalk. So if you see those videos, understand I'm not trying to say I don't like police officers. I'm just trying to film what they're doing. It's pretty interesting. Just like last night, I was driving around town just looking to see what people are doing. I just hear all this laughing and joking around and man, it's good stuff. And I go up to the track in town here, and I thought it was a bunch of people partying and stuff like that at our track and field we got here by the high school, and I was going there with an intent to see what was going on, just out of curiosity, and was like sheriff's deputies and like 4 city cops, and they had a dog, and they're like all just laughing and hooting and hollering and stuff at 3 a.m. You know, I just think so. That's why I like to film those guys doing that, because if we were to do something like that, we would get, you know, a ticket or brought up on charges or get trespassed or something like that for being in the middle of the night. So, but anyways, that's basically all I got to talk about today. I appreciate everybody that came on the stream. You know, the next time I'm going to stream is probably in a couple days in the middle of the night. And join in, you know. If you make any comments, I always respond to my comments on any of my channels. If you have a comment that's contradicting what I believe, I always love to talk about it and get into a discussion on different people's beliefs and everything like that. So, and sometimes if I come across as being kind of a dick, so to speak, I'm not trying to. It's very hard to type out what you believe in a text and have it not come out as you being like an arrogant person, you know? Okay. So anyways, thank you for saying that. I will join you next time as well. Thank you, Game Player 2025. And let me go up here. Thank you, Alex. And thank you, guy from Japan, who I can't read your writing. Still, thank you for coming in. But anyways, I'm going to take off here. Go ahead to bed. Call it a day. And next time you see me go live, jump right on in. It's going to be early morning like this, so see you then. Have a good night, you too, Game Players 2025. Stay safe out there, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.